Okay, boys, we got some pretty exciting news over on the Dawnless Days Discord server. They actually recently posted yesterday a brand new roadmap detailing their future plans. This includes the first release of the grand campaign on Total War Attilla, and I honestly cannot wait. So this, of course, for those of you who don't know, is the Lord of the Rings mod for Total War Attilla, a mod that I have covered extensively on the channel for many years, always hoping that one day we'd get to play a custom campaign, and that is exactly what we are barreling towards in this new roadmap. I'll also play in the background for you guys a really cool battle that I actually recently posted over on Helm's Deep that you guys can check out. I'll leave a link to that video, which was the latest update of the mod that actually recently just came out. So let's take a look at the post that they actually made over on their Discord. This was sent out by Jox, one of the, well, actually the creator of the mod all them years ago, and someone who has worked tirelessly on getting the actual custom campaign map tool to work and actually allow them to create this map of Middle-earth, which they're going to be planting the campaign on. And he says, we would love to share with you the developer roadmap for the up and coming updates. The roadmap only contains short to mid-term plans, which assume to be the end of the year following the full year of 2024. However, please do not assume that version 1.0, which is the campaign release, will definitely release in 2024 with this message. We have been very careful with estimates in the past, and we would still like to follow that trend of not disclosing any release dates until we are 100% certain that this is ready for release. And then he obviously says that you can share your thoughts on the news in general chat as always. So with that, let's take a look at what this roadmap is all about, so we can get a good idea about what essentially is planned over the next year and a bit for the mod itself. So in the next release, in version 0.8, the developers are planning on releasing new heroes. So this is, I assume, going to be like custom models for all the main characters, the Fellowship, and a ton of the like actual proper kind of general characters in the Lord of the Rings world. And that, of course, is going to be very essential for the actual campaign map. You'll notice this as well. A lot of this is all like building up for just expanding, kind of aiding and supporting the actual campaign release. So basically the next two updates are going to be these big things that will basically facilitate the final update with the campaign. So yeah, new heroes, so stuff like Aragorn, Boromir, Faramir. I assume they'll be getting custom like bodyguards as well. They're not going to be lone heroes running around, thank God. You know, stuff like you know, a lot of the Mordor generals, and just generals, I guess, for every single faction, kind of important characters. And we have some of that already with stuff like Theoden and Eomir's in the mod as well, and they all have their own custom sprites and their custom armor, which is really cool. Also, we're getting a brand new Mordor unit overhaul. I cannot wait for this, because if you know me and you know you've been watching enough of the Dawnless Days on my channel, you know I am a huge fan of Mordor. Mordor is probably my favorite faction in the entirety of the Dawnless Days, so I'm super excited to see what they're going to do with this unit overhaul. Previously, they had some amazing orc models. I'm still hoping they can get some black blood orcs, because, you know, that's what we want to see. We want to see like red blood coming out of them. We want to see black blood for that immersion. And obviously with the improvement to the trolls as well that they added in, I think maybe 2 updates ago, we got completely custom animations for them. So yeah, hopefully with all this new stuff, we're going to be getting a really cool new looking Mordor, one worthy of the name of Sauron. On top of that, we're getting wargs, so this is going to be another really interesting approach to the game. Again, a lot of these custom beasts all need custom animations. They're not just horses, they are completely different to that. So again, we're going to be getting wargs, which is going to be a really cool thing and a massive help as well, especially for factions like Isengard, who always really struggle in open field maps because they just can't contend with the heavy cavalry of factions like Gondor, Rohan, and basically just any faction. The elves trample them. So yeah, these wargs will be a massive boon for a lot of the evil factions that just really struggle in horse combat. And of course, enhanced artillery is going to be the final thing in version 0.8. I assume it's going to be like custom models instead of just the default Attilla catapults. I assume we're going to be getting like custom Mordor trebuchets, troll trebuchets. Same with like all the other factions. We'll be getting kind of a little flavoursome boost, which is very exciting. So with all of that being in version 8, I think it's definitely going to be a little while, probably definitely, you know, towards the beginning of next year until we actually get that update, mainly because we've only just had version 0.7 released over, I think it was a month and a little bit ago. So yeah, I don't think you're going to be seeing version 8 anytime soon, but that is definitely going to be a very exciting update once we get that. Moving on, we get version 0.9. This is going to be a complete overhaul to the tile map of the Atilla engine. So if you basically don't know what the tile map is for Total War Atilla, it represents wherever you're fighting on the campaign map, and you can do it in custom battles as well with the kind of cool, I guess, map that they have in there. You can like choose Italy and you'll be fighting in Italy, and that will represent. So if you click on top of the Alps, you'll be fighting on top of the Alps, and that's exactly what they're planning on doing for Middle Earth. If you're fighting in the open fields of Rohan, you'll be fighting in the open fields of Rohan on the battle map if you're in the campaign map. If you're fighting a battle along the Anduin, you'll see the Anduin to your, you know, to whatever side you are of it, which I think is obviously a really immersive and important thing to add into the mods. And they already have it in to a certain extent, but they're planning on just, you know, trying to take that even further and just making it so that the entire map is just alive wherever you're fighting. You can strategically plan where you're fighting, which I think is really cool. On top of that, you're going to be getting new land maps as well as generic siege maps. That is something that is so important. Of course, everybody loves the major, beautiful looking settlements, Minas Tirith, for Hornburg, you know, Edoras, the Black Gate. All that stuff is so iconic. But one thing, when you're playing a campaign map with 100+ settlements, you also just need the generic ones. You also just need like the basic settlements that are going to make up a large amount of the actual battles that you fight. And then finally, just more battle maps in general. So this is really like a, I guess, a maintenance patch, a patch that is going to get us ready to have loads of content for the actual campaign. Loads of different maps, loads of new buildings, and all that lovely stuff to really make that version 1.0 just, yeah, really packed with content. And I guess this is something that they've been doing constantly. Like every single update, we get major improvements to maps, more maps in general, more buildings, more, you know, kind of custom engagements. And yeah, that's basically what the version 0.9 is going to be doing. And then finally, the patch that we're all going to be waiting for with bated breath, the version 1.0. This is going to include the War of the Ring campaign, the complete Middle-earth campaign map, excluding Eriador, and finally a working co-op campaign map. My lord, am I going to be excited for this update. This is obviously what everyone is waiting for, and yeah, basically just cannot wait for it to finally release, whenever that may be, whether it's towards the end of 2024 or even into 2025. As they said in their post, you know, if they don't want to go ahead and give anybody false hope, it's going to be ready when it's ready, and they'll give a, you know, a closer release date when they actually, you know, kind of are more certain on things. But yeah, this is going to contain the major War of the Ring campaign, the battlings of Middle Earth, with, you know, with of course the custom campaign map. And it's really cool as well that they are taking into account the co-op campaign. I think many people are really excited to dive in and play with their friends. I know me and Apollo will sure be diving in on this. Like, imagine just like a Gondor and Rohan co-op campaign, or maybe a Gondor versus Mordor campaign. You know, all that stuff is going to be so much fun. And this final update to the mod is going to be epic. And obviously, it does leave a lot of room for future improvements. Of course, they're going to be adding in Eriador, so a lot of the west of Middle-earth will then be added in later on. And I think it's a good idea that they are kind of splitting this up. People are desperate to play this, and I imagine if they were planning on releasing Eriador alongside that, it would probably double the time it takes to get this first patch even ready to release. Jox has also made a post on top of that, going ahead and talking about the playable factions in version 1.0. So this is going to be Gondor, Mordor, Rohan, Isengard, the Woodland Realm, Erebor, Dale, Rune, and the Haradrim. So quite a few. Basically, a lot of the major factions are going to be playable, and then the unplayable factions are going to be Dunland, the Goblins of the Misty Mountain, Gundabad, the Anduin Vale, Lothlorien, the Eastling minor factions, some southern minor factions, and the Orkani dwarves, which are obviously the northern and southern clans. And they're going to be the factions that actually are on the playable campaign map that you're not going to be able to dive into. I wonder if they're still going to, I mean, they must be, right? I assume all these factions are going to be on the campaign map as a faction doing their own thing. You just can't play them because I assume a lot of the scripts and stuff like that just won't be done, and they don't want to kind of overextend themselves. And then they also talk about what is considered to be the Eriador war theater in the mod. So that's basically everything that's not going to be playable. That's going to be the Linden Elves, the Imladrius Elves, the Breland and the Shire, the Lossoth, the Minharathas, the Minharath, I butchered that, the Dunland Rangers, the Blue Mountain Dwarfs, basically everything west of the Misty Mountains. So I think all of that gives us a really, really good indication about the future of the Dawnless Days. It's so beautiful to see it coming to fruition. Everything is slowly but surely coming together. And honestly, I just have to give a massive, a humongous shout out to the dev team who have been tirelessly working on the Dawnless Days for how many years? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years now? It's been a long time to put this all together, and they've faced so many hardships along the way, and they've strived to push through them in very unique custom ways. Again, all these years ago, they didn't think that they could possibly even make a custom campaign map. That hasn't been a thing until they created a custom tool to go ahead and make it work. No one has been able to effectively change the campaign map for modern Total Wars until they came out with this really amazing tool that is just such a huge service to the community, because I'm sure not only are they going to be using it, but when you kind of feel like they want to release it, I think they have released it to a few modders who are using it in Warhammer as well to change some stuff. But this mod tool is going to completely change more modern Total Wars, allowing them to not only change the custom look of the campaign, which you could always actually do, but it's about the AI logic. It's about convincing the AI to understand that settlements have moved and that's now a land mass, that's not water, and kind of really giving that logic so the AI actually works on a campaign map. Because you could always actually change the overall campaign map. I could move Rome to Britain, for example, but the AI would still think Rome is exactly where Rome is in the vanilla map. So yeah, a huge shout out to the developers for all their hard work. Everybody who is working on the mod just doing us a huge service as a community. I will also mention as well, a little while ago they posted an announcement back when 0.7 released last month, basically saying that now a lot of their effort, basically most of their effort, is now being put towards the campaign and getting that ready for a release, and they are in desperate need for people with 2D and especially 3D artistry skills. So again, if you have them skills and you want to help out on a project like this, I'll leave a link to their Discord down below in the description. You can go ahead and find out how you can apply to join their mod team to possibly help. Again, I'm sure every bit of help that they can get is going to be a massive help. They even have guides as well if you're looking to get into helping out and actually learning how to mod. They have guides and stuff like that which you can watch to go ahead and possibly help in the future. So that's going to be the video today. I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys this news because it's just so exciting. Something that, as a long-term fan of this mod, I've been, waiting for more news, and we finally now have it. So if you enjoy this type of content and you want to see me keep you updated on the news of the Dawnless Days, then make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Honestly, it helps out so much and I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.